So now that the world is opening back up and we are essentially going back to normal, we are spending less and less time at home and more time out and about, possibly do things that we could not do during lockdown. And so I'm going to talk about four main points today. The first one being we don't spend enough time with our family. The second one being you should play board games. My third main point, I'm going to be telling a story. And then my fourth main point is you should go and buy board games actually, which I own quite a few of them myself. And I've spent my whole life playing them with my family. And so on to my first main point, we don't spend enough time with our family. So an article written by Ben Renner on studyfinds.org states that on average, we are only spending 37 minutes together with our family. So what that means is out of the 24 hours that we got in our day, only 37 minutes of those 24 hours is actually spent with our immediate family. Now an article on techjury.net written by Dayan states that on average, we spend 5 hours on our phones. You know, we're spending 5 hours out of our 24 hours looking at our phones right here. Now, why are we spending more time on our phones than we are with family? I think that is a big problem. And actually, the solution I have to that problem is we should play board games. So, why should you play board games with family members? An article on phase.com states that playing board games with your family actually increases the bond that you all have with each other. And so what that means is if you weren't spending a lot of time, together, if you felt like you couldn't trust your family or you just didn't want to be around them, playing board games with them actually increases the feeling of you wanting to spend time with them, and you wanting to be with them, and that you can trust them. An article on thedarkimp.com written by Ellie Dix actually states that by playing board games with our family, we are creating shared experiences. So what that means is now our whole family, say you got 5 people in your family, all 5 people, we all share the same exact experience, the same exact memory, and that's all of us sitting down together. And we're remembering what that felt like for us. So now that I discussed the solution, I want to talk about a story. So growing up, we always had what we called Family Day. And what Family Day was we would all sit down at the table or on the floor and we would bust out a board game and we would sit there and play it. Could take 30 minutes, could take a couple hours depending on what you were playing, but we all sat down together and we played it. One of the games that we played was this game called Quickopoly. And as you can tell, there is definitely some wear and tear from playing it over the years. But I really think that has helped me form the bond that I have currently with my family. If it wasn't for these board games, I wouldn't have the memories I have. I wouldn't have the conversations that I've had with my family and let them know some of the things about me that I might not have shared, if I was just doing nothing in my room. And so now that I told you my story, where exactly can we buy board games? So board games are not a rare commodity. They are fairly easy to find. But I would say the easiest places would just be go to your local grocery stores such as Walmart or Target if you like to shop in person. Both of those stores have a whole section dedicated to just board games. If you still don't want to go out, then you can always go to Amazon.com. They have so many games on there that you lose count. They typically go from anywhere between $20 to $50. So, that's a fairly easy thing to make. I would assume that would be in most people's budgets. So just to review, we talked about not spending enough time with our family. We also talked about why you should play board games with your family. Then we talked about my story, about me growing up and playing board games with my family and how that felt for me. And then we talked about where you can go, such as Walmart, Target, and Amazon, and buy your board games. So I just wanted to go back on the story I talked about earlier about me growing up. And I just want to add that if it wasn't for those moments growing up, I don't know if I would be as close to my family as I am now. I don't know if I would enjoy spending as much time with them as I do if it wasn't for these board games that I played with them. I have so many memories, and it just makes me so happy that I can look back, I can think about them, and I know that we all enjoy that time together as a family.